Hello, my name is Paul Briseno and I'm the Brookings City Manager. Welcome today. We're starting a new segment here with the City of Brookings called Coffee with Paul. An opportunity to find out more information about what we do here in the City of Brookings for your community, but also an opportunity for residents to ask questions that you might have always wanted to ask the City Manager about the operations, but also find out a little bit more about what we do here for your community, for the residents, but also for you as an individual. So I encourage people to watch this episode once a week is what we're hoping, or every other week. But at the same time, make sure you engage us. We encourage residents to go ahead and go to our city website, cityofbrookings.org, find the city manager's webpage, and we'll have an icon of a coffee cup. Encourage residents to ask any questions that you have of our operations or things that are coming up in the future or things that we've already discussed. And what we'll do is every week we'll draw a name and an individual here in the community of Brookings will have an opportunity to win one of these City of Brookings Cup, where we encourage people to bring your dreams. So right now it's April, and what we're encouraging citizens to do is participate and do their part by filling out the census information. The census this year is very simple, very easy. A lot of it you can do online. Every household should have received the information necessary to go online, fill out that census information. If you have not done that so far, more than likely here in the very near future, we'll have people throughout our community talking to people who have not filled out that information to ensure we get a good, accurate count. Now, here's the challenge for the citizens of Brookings. Right now, we're at about 53% of our residents have filled out their census information. Across the state, it's about 47%, and nationwide, it's 47%. Now, we're not the #1 city in South Dakota. Would love to get there and claim that prize, but we do have other cities such as Pierre and Huron that are a step ahead of us. So once again, I challenge you as residents to go out there, fill out that census information, but if not just for that prize, citizens should know that that type of information is critical, not only for the city to bring businesses to this community, but also our non-for-profit agencies to rely on funding based on our population. So I encourage citizens to go out there, take that census, and do your part to ensure that we have an accurate count here in Brookings. With COVID-19 here in the state of South Dakota, we've seen a lot of changes in all of our lives. One of the changes that we have within our community and our organization that people should be aware of is the change in date for the elections for the school as well as the city. The state legislature did take action here most recently to allow cities to move the elections to any time, to any Tuesday in June. The City Council will be taking action here in the near future to go ahead and move that election date to June 23rd. And that election will be for City Council as well as School Board. Encourage citizens to continue to fill out those absentee ballots if they should choose so. Right now on the west side of the city-county building, our doors are open and we are open to the public to coming in and filling out those absentee ballots. However, if citizens should choose, they can still participate in that election process, which we encourage people to do so at June 23rd. Look to our website and social media for more information on this. With the city-county closing their doors, here most recently, the city staff have launched a new opportunity for engagement with our residents. We found that citizens can still call us with questions or concerns. Employees are still here in the building. They can email us, but now we have a new platform to allow greater communication between citizens and our employees. That process is called our Engage Brookings app, and we encourage people to go out there through your Android store, your Apple products, and download the Engage Brookings app. So far, we have about 250 individuals that have downloaded that app. It's growing every day, and we're getting great comments. People who get responses within 24 to 48 hours, but also those questions that come to us help us strategically put that information into a process so it can be more proactive based on the eyes and ears of the people that we have in the community, telling us of issues, opportunities, things that we should be aware of. So once again, I encourage people to download that app called Engage Brookings. Once you go on there, you can do anything from submit code enforcement issues very easily with a click of a button. It'll tell the location, allow you to put a brief description, and it's off to our staff to respond. Or you can just let us know of any services that you're concerned about, questions. We also have a specific tab on there for COVID-19 questions, which we are getting a lot of questions. It gives us an opportunity to respond directly to the citizens, but also create different types of talking points here internally as we hear more and more questions or concerns about how we operate, what our response plans are, and some of the basic questions that citizens have that maybe are afraid to ask out there in the public. It gives us an opportunity once again to have the pulse of our community by engaging Brookings. March 23rd, the City Council enacted a new emergency ordinance. That ordinance addresses a lot of community places such as bars, restaurants, theaters, gyms, and similar like businesses. And that effort is to reduce the potential for community spread here in our community. Now, though we have 7 confirmed cases here in Brookings, and all 7 cases have been resolved, we are seeing a large increase in the state to counties just south of us in Minnehaha and Lincoln. In fact, Minnehaha is the largest growing county. So we want to encourage citizens in Brookings to really think about your movement, your travel throughout the community, and ensuring that you're only going to essential places for goods, for cleaning supplies, for groceries, things that are truly necessary. Because together we all need to do our part to protect our community, to protect each other, and try to curb the spread of this COVID-19 here in Brookings and South Dakota. Here at our most recent City Council meeting, City Council noted that on April 14th, the City Council will be considering an ordinance on the first reading for a stay-at-home ordinance. Now, what citizens should know is that more information can be found on our COVID-19 webpage, which is located on our main webpage, which is cityofbrookings.org. There, citizens can find a lot of information directly from the city, but also from many of our partner agencies. I encourage citizens to also follow us on our social media platforms as well. Now, with that stay-at-home ordinance, citizens should know that this first reading is actually an opportunity for citizens to voice their concerns, their questions to City Council, for Council to hear from businesses and their constituents throughout the community. At that point in time, City Council could hear the first reading, and what we would recommend is that the City Council go ahead and table that ordinance. Now, the reason why they would hear the first reading is that once we do have an outbreak here in Brookings and the threshold is met to enact a stay-at-home ordinance, the way in which ordinances work, we would have to have or wait 5 days for that second reading. If we do have an emergency here where such a regulation is required, after that first reading we would have to wait 5 days, which is a lot of time for continued community spread. Therefore, if they have the first reading, table it. Once that threshold does occur, and we hope that never does happen, City Council can enact that plan. Once again, the best plan is one that we never use. And so what city staff has done in collaboration with the City Council is look at the various laws that have been enacted across the nation and try to take the best management practices from those laws to input into an ordinance specifically here for Brookings, while also looking at some of the federal guidelines that are produced for us to follow. Citizens, once again, can communicate with their City Council members via our website. We have all of those listed. I encourage people to go to the City Clerk's website or the City Council's website, view the packet, the information, but at that same area, citizens are also going to find an opportunity of how they can communicate with their council members of any concerns or questions that they have with the stay-at-home ordinance. Right now in the community of Brookings, there's a lot of questions and concerns from businesses, our residents, about employment, various social service needs. I strongly encourage citizens to communicate with our partner agencies. From Brookings Economic Development Corporation to the Chamber, they've set up various resources for not only businesses to participate in some of the federal state funding, but also answer some of your common questions you might have. As an employee, if you're seeking employment, they also have opportunities there as well to engage businesses and understand what's available here in Brookings. Now, I strongly encourage people who need basic services to get a hold of Brookings Area United Way, as well as Brookings Community Foundation. They have set up a number of resources and opportunity for people with those basic needs throughout this community. It's essential that we connect those people, those needs, with the services that are available here. And at the same time, would strongly encourage citizens or people that have the opportunity to donate to such services to look up the Community Foundation website or the United Way website, because there are plenty of opportunities to engage those who are in need, those agencies that are in need. If you're not financially capable, you could also donate your time or any other resources that you have that are needed within this community. Once again, together, we can make a difference here in Brookings. Well, I appreciate everyone tuning in to this segment of Coffee with Paul. While you're enjoying the next few days, hopefully spring is just around the corner, encourage people to continue to get out there, enjoy our parks, enjoy those trails, continue to go out there and fish and enjoy the great outdoors. We all know here in South Dakota, the winter is fairly long and we need to get out there as soon as we have some of that nice weather. Though we're dealing with this COVID-19 issue, all the rules and regulations that the state or the city has in place does not regulate the ability for people to get out and enjoy the great outdoors. I think most of us need that opportunity to get out and breathe some of that fresh air. Just remember to respect and have awareness of that social distancing as you see people on the trail, and make sure you give enough space. That 6 even more feet rule, if at all possible, would strongly encourage that. But once again, a lot of the misnomers that we hear in the community is that we can no longer get out of our house, we can no longer walk the dog, we can no longer utilize the park. That's absolutely not true. In fact, we encourage people to continue to utilize those resources. Get out, enjoy the day, enjoy Brookings, and look forward to talking more with you at Coffee with Paul.